Welcome to the Rocker Skating Podcast, News of the Week. It really is a news of the maybe week and a half. This is for January 25th to February 4th, and there are been some interesting things coming out of the Olympics. I am live right now from Milan, so if you're listening in podcast world, beaming straight to you from Italy. We had a couple of flag bearer announcements last week, and so Michelle and I talked about that. Olivia Smart, Julia Sauter are flag bearers. We had a few more this week. I hope I'm not missing any right now, but Allison Reed, Saulius Ambrulevičius are going to be flag bearers for Lithuania. Vladimir Litvintsev is going to be flag bearer for Azerbaijan, and Alexandra Fagin will be flag bearer for Bulgaria. So lots of figure skaters going to be in the opening ceremony and also walking with the flag. I know a lot of skaters are very excited about going to the opening ceremony if they're able to. We know that it is happening in the middle of the team event, and so there's going to be some folks who will want to go but won't be able to go. It looks like Lila Fear also is going to be flag bearer for Great Britain, so that's all very exciting news. One big update on injuries. So Sara Conti, as we know, was actually a bit of a question mark coming into coming into the Olympics. They missed the European Championships. Conti and Macii did, and we knew that she was injured. We knew that it was a right knee issue. I saw her yesterday, and they skated very well. What she was saying was basically she had a tear in her right knee on the landing of a throw back in late December, and so she had to be out of basically putting not putting pressure on her leg at all for 15 days. So she was on crutches for 15 days, did a lot of rehab, did a lot of resting, and is excited and fortunate to be able to compete here in Milan. She's gotten everything back. Everything is fine. She still feels pain in her right knee, especially when things aren't exactly right. She and Nico were talking about how if everything is fine, if she lands things correctly, or if her technique is exactly in the right place, it doesn't hurt. But anytime there's like kind of more extreme torsion on that knee, it's a little bit sore for her. So she is she's wearing a knee brace just for precaution, but also this is not necessarily the most comfortable thing for her right now, but she is here. Who is not here, and those of you who have been following the last couple of days know Deanna Stellato is not at the Olympics. Stellato and Deschamps were expected to be in the team event. In fact, we heard today from Leah Pereira that Stellato-Deschamps were supposed to be in the short, and then Pereira and Michaud were supposed to be in the free. That's not happening anymore. They are out of the team event. Deanna Stellato is not here. She had an accident in training back home, and her status is unknown right now. The only things that we know is that something happened and that she's getting monitored right now for her readiness to go to the Olympics. And so it's going to be about 5 to 6 more days for them to make a final decision on whether or not Stellato-Deschamps get to compete. And that will be very much based on the recommendations and the final call from the medical team at Skate Canada. We don't know what's happening. Anything that you hear right now is complete speculation. And so nothing official has come out, and we don't know much else besides that. So hopefully quick recovery for Deanna Stellato. I personally have been in I felt like yesterday there was a bit of a cloud over my head. I mean, we've all followed her career for so long, and for her to be finally at the Olympics, and for this to have happened so close to the Olympic Games, everybody here has been talking about it. The competitors have been talking about how much their heart goes out to her. So that's happening right now. So we will see how that goes. Um, so that is some of the things that are going on. One other thing that fans have been very worried about, actually, and is on a lighter side, is the boards. The boards in the main arena we have seen are not in the right order, because the graphics are sort of like in the middle of nowhere, and not in the middle of nowhere, but they're kind of put in different places, and it's not continuous, and you can see it. And many people have been asking me if they know that it's going on, and also if they're going to fix it. Now, the thing is, it's not it's not done yet. There's a lot of stuff here, by the way, that is not done yet, but it is not done yet because what you often don't see is actually the other side of the board. So the judges' side of the boards does not have anything on it yet. So no graphics on it at all. It's completely white. So they haven't even put them on. And what I found out as I was looking closer at the boards was that the boards are actually Velcroed on. And so these are like big speed skating cushion boards that happen at the Olympics because we, figure skating, share a rink with the short track speed skaters. And so, in order for that to be quick and not, you don't have to like go and change everything, right? The boards are actually these like really thick cushion boards. And those cushion boards have Velcro on them that you put the signage on there. So we will see where that goes. But I have no, maybe I shouldn't say I have no doubt, but I believe they are going to be fixing it. But what you see right now in photos and stuff, that is not the final at all whatsoever because the perimeter is not done yet. So that's where it is. It is Velcro, as in the signage itself is on by Velcro. Um, okay, so that is the update on all of that. Let's talk about music rights. I don't think you had to be you didn't have to be totally focused on figure skating and into everything to have heard about the whole Minions controversy. We have heard a lot about music rights and all that stuff because at the beginning of the week, Tomas Guarino put on Instagram that he will not be skating to the Minions short program, to the detriment and disappointment of many figure skating fans who had been waiting for the Minions short program to happen at the Olympics. And so the thing that he said was basically that Universal gave them a no on the basically the opening cut of the Minions program. And so all hell broke loose is really uh it's not really the thing that really describes it because it got so much traction. The this piece of news went beyond figure skating and into mainstream media because one, I guess we love figure skating controversies at the Olympics, but two, it was a Minions program, and people were very excited about the Minions program. So I've been on interviews for the last few days about the program, about the music rights, all of that stuff, and over the season, I've been trying to figure out what is going on with all of the music clearances and everything. And finally, I've gotten like some kind of understanding of everything. Long story short is Tommy will very likely be able to skate his Minions short program, he's now got 3 of the 4 cuts of music approved, including the Universal approval at for his the first cut of the program music, that they provided to him, basically as something of a courtesy. I think they got word of all the controversy going on and the blowback from the audience, and they were like, let's just do it. So Universal gave them the okay, and then yesterday, the last piece of the Minion short program, which was the remixed banana papaya cut, was also approved. Tommy actually was on the phone with the artist, and the artist actually said, "This is great," and posted on Instagram. The artist did, uh, in Spanish. Art doesn't have rules, I believe, or doesn't understand rules, or doesn't know rules. Art doesn't know rules. And so that was a happy ending for that cut of music. And he's right now just waiting on the Pharrell cut of the music. And they are expecting that to not be an issue at all. So fingers crossed, but high likelihood that that's going to happen. Now, music rights, what I have found out over the past few days is a lot of things. One is that skaters need to actually get two different kinds of clearances. If you are skating to a piece of music that is basically straight out of whatever you bought it for from iTunes or, Spotify or whatever, what I understand is that there shouldn't be any issue with that because you've bought that piece of music and you are putting on a public performance to that music. Now, whether the the streamers and the broadcasters of the world need to get the rights for that, that is not up to the skater. That the skater themselves are able to skate to this music. And I'm going to preface the rest of this and the thing that I just said with the fact that this is not any sort of legal advice or any sort of advice at all. This is what I have learned over the past few days, and this is the best of my knowledge. And I have talked to lawyers, I have talked to music rights people, I have talked to choreographers, I have talked to coaches, I have talked to skaters, and this is what I can piece together. So, back to the two things that they need to clear. The first thing is what often actually happens in the world of figure skating, which is remixing of music pieces. Uh, you got 2.5, 3 minutes of program time or 4 minutes of program time, and you can't just take a piece of music and skate to it, or you need to do other things to make it bigger or cut it correctly or whatever, right? So there's a bit of remixing that happens. When you remix an original piece of music, you actually need to get permission to do that remixing, especially if it changes the whole thing fairly substantially. So that is one thing that skaters actually need to get out. Second thing, and this is one that we haven't heard about a lot or at all, and we've actually heard about a little bit with this Minions thing, is that skaters, if they are skating to what is called a dramatic performance. And by dramatic performance, it doesn't mean that it has to be like dramatic, like angsty or whatever, right? It means that you are portraying a story or a character of whatever that music originally is. So let's take Minions, for example. Tommy is wearing a Minions costume and portraying a story of the Minions, right? And so that is a dramatic performance, and that needs to be cleared by the people who have the rights to that story. Therefore, right, anything where, like La La Land or any sort of movie soundtrack or that kind of stuff, right? Like those things require what is called a grand rights clearance, and that is something that is part of this whole thing. Now, what I've also heard is, again, not any sort of legal advice, but that the chances of litigation are so tiny that it's part of the reason why for many years with figure skating, even after the uh the vocals came into play, this whole music rights thing wasn't really a huge issue. And it was in 2022, for those of you who remember, where uh Heavy Young Heathens, the band who covered the song The House of the Rising Sun, went after everybody and anybody for Alexa Knierim and Brandon Fraser's short program. And so what I also have learned is that it's not the first time they have been litigious, and they just sort of go after whatever to try to reap the money that they think they are entitled to. Um, But all of that is to say that that case actually settled out of court. Therefore, there was actually no legal precedence that came out of that. And so any of the stuff that came after it has been precautionary at best. Um, and again, this is all as far as I know and as far as I have learned. So all of that is to say is there's actually a camp of folks who are saying like take take the chance because the chances are so tiny, especially for the skaters themselves. And then the ISU over the past few years has recommended that music go through this click and clear site, which itself has become the source of angst, confusion, I don't know, things, a lot because the rights are different for each country, in each country, as far as especially broadcast is concerned. So there's a lot that is in the air right now, and there's also a lot that Click and Clear itself is as I understand, going through at this moment. They are an outfit that does this for other sports as well, and I'm guessing we're going to hear more about it over the next weeks, months, as this continues to happen. So that's what I know. That's what I've heard. That's what I've learned, and that's the music controversy for you. But we do know L'Oreal and Legac have changed their short or their rhythm dance music because Princeton give them the the okay, and it is, from what I understand, not the case that they like don't want them to skate to it. It is, again, as I understand it, and what I've heard is that the Princess State just does not provide uh approval for this kind of thing. So it doesn't matter what it is, they just won't. And if you ask them, they won't. And so this is also the like, do you ask them and risk them saying no, or do you not ask them and have them just be like, okay, well, it's fine, like you did it. So the skaters, unfortunately, and their teams are in a lot of just like this sort of gray area that they don't really know about. Maddie Schizis changed the first part of her short program to The Lion King. She said today that Skate Canada actually helped her get the approvals for most of her short program music, and they had to change the first 30 seconds or so because in Maddie Schizis' own words, Beyonce owns that first 30 seconds of the music, and so they had to change it. So it's a lot of stuff happening right now, and no doubt we're going to continue to hear more and get more information out of these things. That is News of the Week for January 25th to February 4th, and hope that was enjoyable for all of you.